They served our country during World War II, but for some veterans, the proof of that service could be lost forever.
One such serviceman, the late TV news anchor Carl Zimmerman. Vietnam
War veteran John Milan is here to tell us what's been going on. John?
Mike, about 1,800 World War II veterans die each day. They fought for our country, and now some of their families are fighting so their loved ones can be buried with military honors. The son of a legendary local broadcaster shares his struggle with us. Some things should never be lost or forgotten.
My mom saved every little article that my dad was in through the years of World War II.
This is something Rich Zimmerman knows all too well.
This is Mom and Dad, April 25th, 1943, for their one-day honeymoon in Washington, D.C.
2 weeks after that picture was taken, Rich's dad, Carl, would leave for Europe to serve as a combat reporter in World War II.
If you listen to the radio of the big picture and the Army Hour, his voice and bombs going off in the background.
With almost 300 days of combat, 4 unit citations, and 11 medals of honor, you men of the 3rd.
In April, Carl Zimmerman passed away.
We knew that he had pre-planned with a funeral home, so we thought everything was all set. It was not.
It's fairly routine where the service record is not available at the time of death.
Without the proper documents, he would not be eligible to receive military funeral honors.
The DD Form 214, as we call it, is the record, the official record of a veteran's service, and there's no replacement for that document.
Rich had already requested the DD 214 from the National Personnel Record Center in St. Louis, but was left with only 3 days before the funeral.
In the 1970s, there was a major fire at the National Record Center. Many records were destroyed.
That fire destroyed up to 18 million personnel files. Not knowing if Carl's file was one of the burned, Rich was worried he wouldn't receive his dad's records in time.
The center receives about 5,000 requests a day, and about 300 to 500 of those are for the burned files and what we call the R files, reconstructed files.
Over 40 years after the fire, records are still being pulled from the vaults and are reconstructed every day.
Is it water damage and the records and paper are just buckled? Or is there mold present? Is there burn? Is there ash?
Repairing a file is a delicate process. It often requires technicians to use sponges and surgical vacuums to remove mold and debris.
We're looking to new technology to be able to recover documents that were damaged in the fire. As you can see, this record is unrecoverable in its current state.
Documents like this could take upwards of 3 weeks to receive.
That whole process is quite a process.
Honoring a veteran and a dad who served his country is something Rich and his family could never miss.
If you have a veteran in your family, you need to do it. You need to prepare for it.
Now, Rich was able to get the verification needed, and Carl was buried with full military honors. Rich got the fully restored documents within a few weeks. If you need to find your loved one's old military records, we have a link to the National Personnel Records Center on our website. And Mike and Carol, from a personal note, my father was a World War II veteran and passed away about 5 years ago, and they deserve the honor guard and the presentation of the flag and taps, and it's the most solemn and gut-wrenching part of the whole funeral process, and those veterans deserve it.
And in some cases, only 3 or 4 days to assemble it if it's been lost.
Yes, and we need to make sure that this happens for every veteran.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they've got to get that done. Thank you very much, John.